Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. Mark again here at Weatherman Plus. Now, we still have severe weather for the next few days. Matter of fact, I'm showing it's going to be all week. Once again, as we get this setup of this storm coming in, still winds aloft, and a lot of heat that is going to be building. Matter of fact, it's summertime, so we expect the heat. But as we go towards the middle of July, all this is all heat indices. And you see how it just builds up over 100, start going northern into the U.S. It's going to keep coming northern, and the pattern that we have is even go way up into the upper Midwest, the north central plains, and bring a lot of warm temperatures, all these heat indices, way up into the northern U.S. And there's not a lot of precipitation coming with this. And this is all going to be really extreme as we go from the 15th through the 20th. And you can see here how it's all 105 to 110 heat indices all the way up to North Dakota, all the way up to Minnesota, Wisconsin. All this very hot temperatures coming up all the way from the south, the southeast, all the way to the east coast still, but way up north with these very warm temperatures. And there's not a lot of precipitation coming either, so it's not going to be good for the farm growers as well. So let me show you all the information that we have coming. If you've never been here before, make sure you subscribe. I am all year long. And you can see the latest update from your EPO, your East Pacific Oscillation, showing that your jet stream on the west coast, we do have a couple of dips coming through. And then after the 15th, it's going to go into the positive, where our jet stream is going to be northern in the U.S. and bring up all of this heat. Now, this is still bringing very warm temperatures all across the U.S., all the way to the East Coast. And by the time we get towards the 15th, then we have this big pattern coming in with this high ridge. And this is going to pull all this northern into the U.S., all across the center of the U.S. Plus, you can also see we still have our storms coming through for the next few days. Also, when this pattern kicks in, this is going to keep our storms through the center of the U.S., the northern central, and the upper Midwest, and the Great Lakes. And it's going to keep going with our severe weather because of this setup. And we still have strong winds aloft, bringing all these thunderstorms all week long, guys. And we have more coming as this pattern continues all the way to the 20th. It's going to bring more winds all the way from the northwest, going all across the central U.S., all the way towards the northeast as well. We're going to a very extreme pattern. If you're wondering what this is the next plume of dust. This is not a tropical cyclone. And you can see this here as all that dust moves through. We have a big plume of dust moving towards the Bahamas, towards the east coast of the U.S. So that's a big plume of dust. That's not a tropical cyclone. We have another plume coming off, but we also, in the next 10 days, have a strong wave coming. And this is about when our hurricane season is going to start, late July and early August. And you can see this on your latest velocity potential anomaly according to the Euro. We do have unfavorable environment, all this dust. We do have a tropical wave moving through, and it don't have a lot of potential. Then another plume of dust. But after that, when we get into August, we going into favorable environment, guys. So we really need to pay attention to the tropics. And you can see the latest on the cyclone locations. According to the Euro, we do have a tropical wave coming through, showing that it will be somewhat weak, bringing a lot of precipitation. And all the others that's going to come through is not going to make it that far at all. All this dust is going to choke it off. We do need to watch one that could go towards the Lesser Antilles as we go towards the 20th. But once we go towards the end of July and the beginning of August, that's when everything is going to start popping off in our tropics. And you can also see this on Weather Prediction Center on our heat. We have very hazardous temperatures coming. So right here in this dark red, this is excessive heat, very high from the 18th through the 19th. It's going to spread out from the 18th through the 20th all the way towards the south. And we also get in all the way from the east coast all the way towards the west coast from the 18th through the 24th. I'm showing it's going to be even higher. And you can also see this on your temperature probability. Next 6 to 10 days, well above average temperatures, while you average in the white and below average a little bit in this blue. But once you go 8 to 14 days, then it's going to put the whole country in above average temperatures, especially in the south central and towards Florida. So here's another shot showing your heat indices. So as you go through for today, there's going to be some strong heat indices in the south and the southwest. As you go through tomorrow, it's going to continue to build. Then as you go through Thursday, it's going to continue to build, move towards the southeast. As you go through Friday, it's going to start moving towards the east coast as well. As you go through Saturday, this is going to continue again from the south, southwest, and all the way towards the east coast. As you go through Sunday, this is where we're going to start coming into our pattern. It's still going to be on the southwest, the south, the southeast all the way to the east coast. But now you're going to start getting that high ridge, and it's going to start bringing it up. So as you go through Monday, it's going to start bringing it up 90s all the way towards Montana. As you go through Tuesday, it's going to start bringing it up even higher. Then as you go through Wednesday, it's really going to start getting extreme with our heat indices, guys. This is going all the way to Wednesday and Thursday as well. Very strong heat indices coming from the central U.S. all the way northern. Also, you can see with our lift, with our cape, that as we go into this pattern, that it is going to bring our severe weather northern. A lot of chances for a lot of these storms to grow a lot of energy. Once you go from the 15th on, you can see how strong the cape really gets. Now you're going all the way up towards the Dakotas, and you get into that black level, which is your strongest heat indices, over 7,000 joules of potential energy for these storms to grow. This is going all the way to the 20th. A lot of strong lift going to the north central of the U.S. And you can see right there, that right there is over 10,000 joules, guys. All you need is 2,500 for severe thunderstorms, and we're talking over 10,000. So here's a closer look as we go into this pattern, as we go into the 17th, as we go into the 18th, then once we go to the 19th and the 20th, it really gets extreme. A lot of potential energy for these thunderstorms to grow, bringing more severe weather. And we do have more for today, tomorrow, the next day as well. So you can see you're from your HRRR, your potential energy growing up. As we go through this evening, it's really going to pop off as it comes through the Dakotas. A lot of strong energy for these thunderstorms to tap into. We have chances for tornadoes for today, also for tomorrow. A lot of strong energy that's going to be in the atmosphere as these storms grow. Just a lot of energy to feed off, bringing chances for damage and winds, large hail, and chances for tornadoes. And you can see this on your severe weather for today. So for today, you do have chances for tornadoes. You have a 2% going all the way from Montana all the way to Iowa. So far, here's your cities and states at risk for the tornadoes for today. This is also bringing some high winds, and this could bring up to hurricane force winds once again. So far, here's your cities and states at risk. Also, your hail. Your hail is going to be large hail. A lot of strong lightning strikes, a lot of strong updraft, bringing large hail. A big area of significant severe in all of this black. So far, here's your cities and states at risk for the large hail for today. And the large hail is the white line on top. And as you look at your lower level winds, you can see that this is bringing a lot of strong winds aloft, and it's coming late night into the over morning hours. It's going to be very intense for a lot of you guys, showing that it builds up from midnight all morning long. Very strong winds aloft, chances to spin up a chance for a tornado. Just be aware of that. Definitely going to bring some large hail, but the tornado threat, I think, could be upgraded a little bit just because of this area right here. And showing a lot of damage and winds coming with this system, as well as you go overnight into the early morning hours. So far, HRRR is still showing over 100, but I definitely think you can see 70 and 80 for sure. For Nebraska, for Iowa, for northern Missouri, for western Illinois, a lot of strong damage and winds coming tonight and overnight into the early morning hours while you're sleeping. And you can see this on the latest model run that as we go through this evening, right around 6 and 7 p.m., it's going to start for the Dakotas, bringing chances for large hail. But once you go overnight, right around midnight, you start getting some bowing out features in these storms. And you can see how it just bows out and goes all night long into the early morning hours. Then it starts spreading towards Iowa. Multiple storms bringing damage and winds. This is at 3 o'clock in the morning. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Just strong storms all night long. As that goes overnight into tomorrow morning for Wisconsin, Illinois. Still have some more storms in a few different areas, but the severe weather is really picking up, especially for the north central. Then as you go through tomorrow afternoon, it picks right back up almost in the same areas. Chances for damage and winds that come with that as well. It just seems a little bit stronger for tonight than for tomorrow night so far. Please be aware of this. This is some very strong winds that's going to be passing through. Now you can see with the Euro that it is going to bring a lot of lightning strikes as well. All evening long, all that white is indicative to a lot of lightning strikes and a lot of chances for large hail. And that goes all night into the early morning hours right over Iowa, going into western Illinois, northern Missouri for tomorrow morning. Then for tomorrow, it's going to be very consolidated, but it's going to do it right over again for Illinois and Missouri. Look at all the large hail that is coming over Missouri, Illinois, eastern Kansas, but mostly Missouri. A lot of isolated storms for hours, guys. So far, this is starting all the way from 4 p.m. tomorrow, going all evening long and maybe going a little weaker as you go to 4 a.m. on the next day. So it's potentially a 12 hours of storm coming for tomorrow. I will keep you updated. But you can see the tracks for the latest updraft helicity showing chances for a strengthening cell, even large hail, especially as it comes from Montana into western North Dakota. But as you go overnight for Nebraska, western Iowa, into Missouri, you have long trails of very strong chances of large hail. You even get a couple storms going from eastern Illinois into northern Indiana, a little bit for southern Michigan, northern Iowa, some for Oklahoma as well. But look at this chances for large hail coming overnight into the early morning hours. So for tomorrow, you do have chances for hail. So far, it's a 5% and a 15%, and I believe this will be upgraded, guys. You also have chances for winds, significant winds. This right here in this black line is a chance for hurricane force winds, at least 75 miles per hour winds. I will update this first thing tomorrow morning. So far, here's your cities and states on those strong winds, and the significant winds is the white line on top. Plus, we have chances for tornadoes for tomorrow, a 2%, going all across Nebraska, eastern Kansas, all the way towards Illinois and Indiana. Here's your cities and states at risk so far for the tornadoes for tomorrow. And this is a building factor, guys. As you go to Thursday, now you have a wide area of a 5% of severe weather. Now, this will be more localized. We will see more of this in the morning as they get more information. But this is a big area of so far for severe weather. And so far, it could be large hail. We will know more on tomorrow. Now, just until Friday morning, it is bringing a lot of chances for flash flooding as well. And it's getting localized for eastern Nebraska, southern Iowa, across Illinois and Missouri. And you see over here for the New England states towards Vermont where they had all that bad flooding going on, they have a little bit that's going to start coming in as we go towards this weekend. And since they're already saturated, any little bit will put them in flash flood stage again. You can also see this on Weather Prediction Center, the amount of rainfall that's going to be coming, bringing you a chance for flash flooding. And as you go through the weekend, you can see that it does build up even more, especially for southern Illinois and Missouri going towards Kentucky and Tennessee now. And you can see it's going to start building up for the New England states where they just had a bad flood. So for today, for your flash flooding, you do have a slight risk for South Dakota, for Nebraska, going to Iowa, and northern Missouri. You also have it for southern Arkansas, going to northern Louisiana, and a little bit of western Mississippi. You also have your marginal, but it's going to build as you go through tomorrow and we start getting the storm moving in. Now you have a bigger area, chances for flash flooding. As you go through Thursday, this is going to come again. This is where it's going to start affecting the New England states where you just had some bad flooding. You're going to be in a slight risk for Thursday as well as Missouri. Then as you go through Friday, it's going to be there again for the Northeast. Chances for flash flooding and affect y'all as well. Once again, I'm so sorry. Plus, you have it over here from Missouri going towards southern Illinois, southern Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. And as you go through Saturday, it's going to come again. So far, it's a marginal. And to give you some updates so far on that giant sunspot, guys, you can see this big white line going across the sunspot. This is called a light bridge. This is somewhat in a way of decay. It's going to start separating into two sunspots. But when this happens, usually there's a chance for some solar flares. Plus, for tonight all the way to the 13th, the 12th and the 13th will be when it's at its brightest. If you look to the west, you will be able to see Venus. So if you have some telescopes, check it out. I think you will like this. All this on top, guys, is fireflies. But it will be pretty cool to see a bright planet, and it will be its brightest at 12 and the 13th. I did post this on my community tab if you want to see the link. Now, I do apologize for my late video for today, guys. I had some bad news yesterday. My oldest brother, one of my brother, has pancreatic cancer. It's in his pancreas and in his liver. So it's not really good news because I don't want to lose any of my family, of course. But I done lost my mom and dad a long time ago, and now I'm going to be losing my oldest brother. So it's pretty sad. I'd like to talk to you about Psalm 57, 1 through 5. Be merciful unto me, O God. Be merciful unto me, for my soul trusteth in thee. Yes, in the shadow of thy wings will I make my refuge until these calamities be overpast. I will cry unto God most high, unto God that performeth all things for me. He shall send from heaven and save me from the reproach of him that would swallow me up. Selah. God shall send forth his mercy and his truth. My soul is among lions, and I lie even among them that are set on fire, even the sons of men, whose teeth are spears and arrows, and their tongue a sharp sword. Be thou exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let thy glory be above all the earth. Amen. Have a great day, everybody. And remember, all glory always goes to God, whether it's good or bad things in your life. All glory goes to God. There is purpose and reason for everything because he is a good God. God bless every single one of you, and may God always give you strength, our God in heaven, Yahweh, now and forever, the one and only true Almighty. Amen. Amen. The one and true Almighty is our Father. Amen. Have a great day, everybody.